My name's Matt Grainger. I'm the VP Business Development with Alpha Exploration, and it's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for taking the time to listen. And as Chen described very well, we're Africa focused, and the reason for that is we are looking for big discoveries. We're looking for elephants in what we consider to be the last frontier to make these big discoveries. Just go past the forward-looking statements. So those two bullet points at the top are the reason I joined back in August last year, so relatively recently, but it was the fact the team here have got a very strong record of discovering, developing and selling projects in the Nubian Shield and specifically in Eritrea. And the second thing that drew me to the company, both as an investor actually firstly, and also in terms of joining the team, was the fact that they have made three very major discoveries, which arguably any junior would be happy with one. This company's made three in the last 3 years. So just in the center there, we have a major gold project discovery at Burner. We have a copper gold discovery at Anagulu, and we have a Grainger as a VMS discovery. So we're focused on the Nubian Shield in Eritrea and Saudi Arabia. As Chen just described, very well supported. Rick Rule just joined as a shareholder. Someone backed me previously in my previous work with Altus and Elemental Altus. And we're well supported by Crescat Asian Day, $75 million business. And significantly, we've raised nearly $12 million in the last 12 months in what has been an atrocious market. So there's clearly appetite for the story. We've raised money institutionally, but we really need to get the message out and attract more retail interest. So part of the reason we're here. Just in terms of the Nubian Shield, which you can see in dark brown there, we're really drawing attention to Eritrea. Small country, 4 million people. It's been very stable the last 30 years, but a lot of the projects that have been discovered and developed and sold have been in Eritrea, so it's really outperformed that whole region. But importantly, the team behind Alpha has been involved with those discoveries, and 3 projects now into mining. The most well-known of all is Nevsun. And just going to Nevsun, this was John Clark, who's on our board, was the CEO from 2009. So that went from discovery to production within 9 years, which is an impressive record, particularly for Eritrea. And, the Eritrean government put the $253 million down. The proceeds from the mining were used to fund the acquisition of Timok and Reservoir and the eventual sale to Zinjin for $1.8 billion. So we like to see this as a real demonstration that you can be very successful in Eritrea. In terms of the project, Kakasha, we're about 50 kilometers southeast of the Nevsun project at Bisha, and mining code is based on the Western Australian model, and now 25 years of mining, so we can work very effectively in the country. In terms of the license, the Kakasha license, those 3 discoveries, so we have a burner there and the bottom corner. That's where Chen mentioned we announced some very good results just at the start of PDAC. 18 meters at 15.33 grams per ton, 49 meters at 2.75 grams per ton. So we're on the tail, we think, of a major system, and we got very little follow through from that in terms of the market. So that's kind of my job to help push the story. Anagulu is the porphyry project. That's actually quite close by. And again, some fairly stunning results there, 49 meters at 2.4 gold and 1% copper. And then the VMS discovery there as well towards the northeast. Just jumping to a burner now, so what you can see there is a major gold system. It's the key areas we've worked on so far, those white dots, the drilling is a 7-kilometer strike within volcanic sediments. There's also 7 kilometers of granite diorite. So for the geologists in the audience, that's the same host as Tukari. So in effect, we have 14 kilometers of strike here. We've been very systematic in the work we've done, the soil sampling, trenching, and so on. So 21,000 meters drilled to date. We've started drilling again on our next stage of the program, and initial metallurgy of 91.9%. So we're here to make a major multi-million ounce discovery. We're not looking for anything less than that, and we're well on the way to doing that. In terms of the key zone, I guess those results in red that we announced back in late February, some fairly stunning results. So we think that's the high-grade feeder system. There's a second part, central area there, where we have consistent mineralization. And there's a zone we're now testing, if in effect, the gap zone between those 2 parts, that if that is successful, we'll have a kilometer of mineralization here with those sort of grades, 18 meters at 15 grams per ton, but also elsewhere, consistent economic grades. This is all very shallow at surface, so all potentially amenable to mining down the line. It's quite interesting looking at just those results we announced recently. This is not sort of one or two super high-grade veinlets. This is consistent grade running through this area of silica flooding. So very encouraging, and we're obviously, as you'd expect, the drilling focus just now is to extend this zone and see how far we can chase it, in addition to the other targets we have. We also have the northeast area, so this is another 1.2 kilometers of strike. You can see the soil anomalies there, the geophysical target, again, some very good results. So we're also going to be drilling this zone as well, and these three areas are the main part of that project. And just again, pointing to the size of the system, the scale of the system, you can see there those big structures, big shear zones. And this is a part of the world that no modern exploration has been done before, which is why these things are sticking out of the ground. Just an illustration of Sukari. So if you take the outline of the Sukari pit, which is 11 million ounces, that in effect would fit 6 times within the Aberna project. So hence the reason why we think we're on the tail of a multi-million ounce discovery. Just jumping to the porphyry. So again, we have some very good grades there that we intercepted with drilling. 109 meters at 0.79 gold, 0.35 copper, 108 meters at 1.24 gold and 0.6 copper. So some very significant grades. You can see that's a 2-kilometer gold copper anomaly there. So we're going to be looking to drill some additional drilling towards the southwest, where the main part of the anomaly exists. And as you'd imagine, given its copper and what we've been hearing today, we're getting significant interest from potential partners to look at this project as well. So we may consider that as another option. Just in section, you can see those sort of high-grade results we've had so far. The whole project is actually the mineralization's at surface. So this isn't a particularly deep porphyry, but we're seeing the continuity towards the northeast of this system. So it's quite a big system. And then finally, the Tolagimja, which is the VMS project. So it's a 3 by 1 kilometer zinc copper footprint. We've done limited drilling there so far, but we've already found all the hallmarks for what may be potentially another Bisha down the line, massive sulfide, Gossan, and all those sort of things. So we're doing some additional drill targeting work here, and we may look to put a few additional holes in here. In fact, some of the work we've done more recently suggests this is a much bigger target. It's actually folds right around to the other side, so we'll be doing some more work through here as well. And then finally, there are other areas amongst 17 other projects on the license where there are very large areas of artisanal gold workings. So we haven't looked at these, and we may consider spinning out those other 17 projects because we're already very focused on the 3 we have. As I mentioned, we're funded just now for drilling, so we will be drilling throughout this year. The intention is to drill another 20,000 meters on the Aberna project. We may potentially look at doing some drilling on the porphyry and the VMS project as well. And then beyond that, strategically, we're looking very seriously at Saudi, giving us the same geology, the ability to finance in Saudi, and the fact it's again, underexplored. So just in summary, on the left-hand side, the rationale for the company, why we're in the Arabian-Nubian Shield, the ability to make discoveries because no work's been really done there before, and then the fact we have a very strong management team. So in terms of Bisha, John Clark, the former CEO, Sunridge was Mike Hopley, CEO of the company. We also have Scott McKeague, who is associated with finding the only other porphyry project in the Nubian Shield, and our own local geologist has made these discoveries. So we think we have everything we need to be very successful. Thank you.